Welcome back to Wrestling with Ski. I'm Ski.
And I am Justin.
And today I'm letting Justin take the wheel. It's not Jesus, but trust him more. No offense, Jesus.
Still love him. Still love him. Got much love.
Yay.
All right. So
He kept me ticking, so we are hombres.
Literally and figuratively.
Fact.
All right. So 10 moments, DX moments, not top 10 in any order.
That would be impossible to do anyway.
Yeah.
For being honest.
Let's see here. Where it all started, really, the promo with Michaels, Rude, China, and Hunter right there, where it all started. Very good promo. I think for the time, I mean, it wasn't anything crazy, but I mean, you gotta introduce the band somehow.
And they did get there. I mean, look where they got in a short amount of time from that.
Oh yeah.
They got some color up in that thing. Like that.
Oh yeah.
Like
a lot of color overall.
If they weren't making so much money for them, I'm pretty sure Vince would have fired them all.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Which brings me probably to the next one in chronological order. Classic Sergeant Slaughter with the face masks and little.
Yeah, that's why I didn't bring it up, because that's what I was thinking. What it got worse. I mean, we're going to hit a few more things that it did, but I mean, there they are laughing. Like, Hunter's still Goldilocks at that point. His hair was so light. Just, and how much grief they got backstage after they went back there. If only I could have been there to see Vince have a complete and utter stroke. We've all heard the rumor and innuendo. That was a good night.
Moving on into the, I guess I got this almost kind of in a timeline, I guess. The next one that stands out after that is classic Nation of Domination impersonations, the Croc.
Oh, that's not going to make it on Peacock.
No,
that is
no, it's not.
Like,
no.
Are they going to just completely like Photoshop like Sean, like Waltman, not Michaels, Waltman? Are they going to like what? Yeah. I mean, hey. Yeah, like what are they going to do? That wasn't just blackface. That was black.
Yeah,
everything like that was, but it was amazing, and the Nation turned around. Like, I mean, like they were backstage rolling, like watching it. They weren't offended by it. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, if they could do something that obscene, that was to levels that if they did that now, they'd get shot. It was like they wouldn't even have to go that far. And guess what? There was Farouk and the Godfather, and this guy, D'Lo, trying to like crack his. I don't know what the hell he was doing, but like that was some of the best stuff like ever. The Croc. That was good. That was, God, I miss those days. Stuff we'll never see again. Guess what? It won't be on Peacock.
And Sean Waltman is Mark Henry still.
Hey. He's dressed up as Mark Henry, and he's sounding like Fat Albert.
Pretty much.
Like they couldn't get any more insensitive if they actually physically tried. And everyone of all races we're just rolling backstage. So, like, and that was straight. I mean, come on. You got the 2 pound, like the guy that's like weighs as much as a pen, dressed up in a fat suit, painted completely black, pulling off Fat Albert lines.
Yes.
Like, never again will we see that. Ever. It won't even, like, now that the network's on Peacock, we will literally never see it again except for YouTube.
Pretty much. A lot of the material here, a lot of the material going over here is probably a lot of stuff's going to be pulled.
Like Sean and just keep going. Like we'll get to it sooner or later. Let's
see here. Moving on into the timeline. Invading WCW doesn't get any more.
They've got the big bazooka. Yeah. Thank you, Billy. That's about all you were good for.
As we're saying things, I'm coming up with more moments. So it's not going to be. It's going to be out of 10 realms. So
it could be 10 turns into like a million. It's like when you're at a mess night. Like the
Yeah.
amount of drinks you have, like they make you go up to the grog. It goes from I'm only going to have one or two to like 102 later. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You're just happy you're still wearing pants.
Yeah.
I've seen some people not wearing pants in those situations. So, and anyone that's in the Marine
And
Corps listening to us,
speaking
they understand.
and just as you said that, it was the thought I just
Yeah.
or just the moment I thought and added it down at the same time, simultaneously. Still can't get over Shawn Michaels and Hunter in Christmas thongs.
Yep. I can't jump
Yeah.
up high enough, but
Yeah, just can't. Yeah, that'll never, ever, ever happen again on a WWE televised program ever, ever.
never ever. Not the men, not the women, not the nothing. Not
No.
even a midget anymore can pull that off.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
a little
guarantee
person.
you. I can guarantee you all the top 25 moments I have for what was that? He'd go off on a quick tangent.
Well, we're good
top,
for it.
or sorry, the top or the 25 shocking moments I have, probably none of them would ever happen again.
Ever.
But, ever. Just no. So I think we've kind of covered the beginning of stages of degeneration X.
I mean,
and
come
a
on,
little
but
bit in between.
like jumping up and down and gyrating and
Yeah.
is the stuffing his shorts moment in there too?
No, I did not have that one.
Well, he's literally in like, Sergeant Slaughter's face, just like I can't believe he didn't get fired.
Yeah.
See, there's to pull out another one. That's the one. Like Slaughter with the windshield wipers, whatever. Him stuffing his pants and doing nothing but just flopping around, just gyrating at Sergeant Slaughter in the ring on live TV.
Yeah.
Because it was live. How do you know? Why? Because that would never have made air.
No, not at all.
Like the stuff they used to get away with.
Yeah. Actually, well, we're still going into the chronological timeline here. I think the most offensive, well, I wouldn't say offensive, but was for the right moment at the time, was the DX State of the Union.
Yeah, that's what's coming up. Yeah,
yeah,
let's go with controversial.
That's like my one of my top favorite DX moments.
And
just that whole, just for the time and what was going on.
And
when somebody found a Jewish girl that couldn't get a stain out, not trying to just say and just throwing it out there, not to get any racial stereotyping, but it's true. That was the way DX through their whole time, whether it was the beginning Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression / Michaels and Triple H coming back together, just what they made fun of fit that time, and that there really just stuck out, literally. Not that shit, bad pun. Wow. And I didn't even mean that in that kind of way.
You're a dirty punny man.
Yeah, I've got a dirty mind. So yeah, that was probably one of my favorites, just for that time and what they were able to make fun of at the right time and the right place at the right time.
And I wish that, man, the network was giving Vince that much hell. And then they go out and do that.
Yeah.
And like we've heard the stories, Vince was nowhere near really happy after it happened until they saw the number. And well, the network's like, okay, you got us. USA was like, touche, bud.
Yeah, you can't argue numbers, man. When there's profit involved,
there's USA going, okay, that was funny. You win. Yeah. Damn it. Well, if we didn't just make a couple $1 million, you would not win.
Yeah.
But as everyone loved it, more money for us.
Yeah.
Let bygones be bygones. But I did not have sexual relations with that woman. God bless. Like they went over in the garbage suit that Triple H was in. Like that was just
hashtag swallow the leader.
That was just the most amazing.
Yeah.
Like that. God, they never get to do that again right now.
Yeah.
All hell would break loose. Please, someone have the balls to do it. What's he going to do? Fire you? In today's day and age, Vince can't afford the blowback if he fires you for doing something funny like that. He can't afford it because then you breach contract. They can go wherever they want. So go with it. What's the worst that can happen? To kick you off TV? They still have to pay you.
Fact.
We'll never see it again, though. No one has
No.
the intestinal fortitude.
All right. So
Sadly.
now we're kind of back into the reformation of Degeneration X in what was that, between 2006 and 2000. Yeah, I guess it would have been 2006. A lot of these moments happened in that whole reformation, I believe. The next couple ones, at least, I believe.
I know I went and saw them after we got back from Iraq. I want to say it was on post leave, and that was in October of 09.
I know there was a couple things here and there from 06 to 09 in that time.
It was October of 09. I saw them in
Wilkes-Barre. It was more kind of sporadic at that point. Just they had, even if they weren't like official DX moments. I mean,
they were there. They were together. I got to see Jared Show get put down. Ben Roethlisberger and the whole offensive line for the Steelers were there throwing light sticks and having the time of their life. And garbage dump, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and whatever the arena's called now. I think it's still the Mohegan Sun. I don't know. It's the FU Arena, the Wachovia Arena, whatever the hell the one was after that. I don't know. They named the thing 5 different times, but I saw them in 09 and they were still rocking.
Yeah.
And then very shortly after that.
It was 06.
The band went home.
I think it was 06 and then a couple years and then it again.
The band finally broke up.
From the, I guess, post Attitude Era period. First one comes to mind is Hunter as Vince and Sean as Shane. That one.
Yeah.
Really.
There's Shane just falling over. Just bong. Thank God. What else do you need? You got him walking around just pissing off, just mocking his father-in-law.
Yeah.
You got Shane running around just sorry. Shaw dancing. Boink. Falls over, gets they pulled it off very well. It's not fair though, because Hunter is you do kind of have a much more intimate view of how ridiculous he actually is in real life, which everyone says is just as bad as you see on TV. And he just got to go out and what I'm gonna go, I got you, man. Finally.
Interesting Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners.
I got you, old man. Watch this. There's just hop around like an idiot. Got it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
And the poo moment. Is the poo moment on it? Did you pick the poo moment with the Spirit Squad?
Oh, I've got a couple. Well, just anything with the Spirits. Well, that brings me to the next one. That the sliming. What didn't they do to the Spirit Squad?
I don't know, but them dropping,
Yeah.
And in shot, in this instance for sure, I'm like, that really is holy. And they laugh. Then Shane's selling it like an SOB.
Yeah.
I can't believe the Spirit Squad was actually a thing, though. That's just
God bless Dolph Ziggler for sticking it out.
Thank God he had talent.
Yeah.
Vince, they sure as hell weren't doing him any favors. You're gonna go be a bunch of male cheerleaders. Kenny! And everyone's going, no.
Yeah.
We're going to throw beers at you. Like you, that's why. But that was the one gift we got from the Spirit Squad and them literally dumping. We all know it wasn't actual excrement, but from getting pooed.
And slimed. They were doing backstroke in the ring, just like the other incident there.
They didn't get him with the milk, so the Spirit Squad was there to bite the bullet with, like you're gonna do it. Okay, Mr. McMahon. Thanks, Charles.
Another small one, but still funny when they were in the production truck and they were changing Vince McMahon's voice. What
are you guys? And Vince sold it so well. I don't care what anyone says about him. Man, that character. He never missed a beat with that. And there they were having the time of their life. And just Vince is trying to be Vince. And suddenly he sounds like Mickey Mouse. That was, I'm sorry. They weren't nearly as controversial their second time around, but
no, but they were
even funnier. They were funnier
with a little bit of new.
But they were even funnier the second time around. Why? Because it wasn't just especially gyrating in Sergeant Slaughter's face anymore. They actually had to try to.
No, but not to relate to gyrating with the PG era or the not so crazy era, as you want to call it. They did have a lot of things to do with roosters at that time, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I mean, who
You mean you bring a rooster, you bring a caged rooster to the hotel room, and Vince just finally loses it in the hotel room. Just that was when he just went bananas.
Because Vince loves
that word.
I mean, technically, you can say it though. If we're just talking about like an animal, not a phallus. I don't know what the rules are on that, but yes, Vince loved. I mean, they even got him the what's his name? That dressed up as a stripper and was spraying baby oil all over Vince.
Yeah, that was good.
Poor guy, some production guy. Like, you're gonna go do it. Like, I'd rather not, thanks.
Oh,
like,
what was his name now?
Big Dick something. God, I just heard this last week or the week before too. That poor soul. But that guy, yeah, like he was nervous. Like, you don't say what he's gonna strip down to a G-string and start lathering, just spraying baby oil all over him and Vince McMahon in his suit. Yeah, that's one of those. This is like, yeah, that's just what I want to do. Thanks. My first time on TV. What are you doing? Pissing off Vince McMahon. That's gonna go well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ruin Vince's $15,000 suit. Yeah. Like, no.
Big Dick Johnson.
Johnson. There. See, how could I not?
Yeah.
See, how could I not remember? I mean, how can I not forget the ultimate euphemism? Big Dick, Big Dick Johnson.
Yeah.
How many could you throw into one name? Big Dick wasn't enough. Let's go and throw a Johnson in there too, just in case you didn't get the point.
Yeah.
That was a Vince. That had to be a Vince. Had to be.
Yep.
No one in creative is dumb enough to even like.
And another small DX moment during that time period. I don't know if anyone remembers, but when DX tied a rope to the rear axle of his limousine and it took off and just ripped it right off.
And there's lots of laughter.
Right, yeah.
Like there, I mean, they had them painting the jet. The DX banner down the front of corporate headquarters. I mean,
yeah,
they were going big as they could. I mean, Big Dick Johnson. Yeah. I mean, say they can't go as big as they used to. I mean, I guess
or the one segment where they were all. Where I think H and Michaels were kicked out of the arena and they were
having a barbecue.
Yeah, the barbecue.
Yeah, I think Mr. Fuji's over there.
Yeah,
Mr. Fuji, I love it. Woo! Like what? I didn't see Mr. Fuji.
Yeah.
We got to see old DX. There goes like, Sean, what? Go away. We're going to play because you are found Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, let's pick on, what can we not pick on? Well, we found Jesus. What? You go away. We'll do that. And you come back. Oh, mister.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a barbecue. I want to have a barbecue like that.
And nothing beats the Eric Bischoff controversy comments segment that we all love.
I mean, there's. Maybe liked it.
Whether you put Bret Hart in a sharpshooter or marry the boss's daughter.
Hey.
At least we weren't standing there at that moment, and our name was Stan. At least my name wasn't Stan. Your name wasn't Stan. And God bless all the people down the rest of that hallway. Just took it, and just took it like a champ.
And here's a pointer for all the people right now. That's how you do a thigh slap. He did it.
Anyone noticed it?
No one noticed it, and he was in pants. It wasn't even like his bare thigh. And
he was walking down the hallway where you could actually
see him
if you paid attention. I mean, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, the camera
didn't see anything.
The camera was directly on him, and you still didn't see it with pants on. Which that's a buffer. Like those baggy pants. I mean, that takes a while. Like,
yeah,
he did a thigh slap, and no one even like. That's why he was the greatest in ring. Probably ever. Because he was just going, poor Stan. I just kicked Stan. Yeah, poor guy. And you know what? sadly, like them doing that. I mean, Triple H was standing. I mean, he probably actually was legitimately just standing there laughing. I mean, it probably wasn't even like wrote
Yeah.
to do that. Just watching him go down the hallway, just kick like poof, papers fly everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
like what? You don't even have to pretend you're laughing. What? Just let it go.
Yeah.
I mean, poor Stan. I just kicked Stan. Yes, you did, and it was glorious. And I
Yeah.
know it didn't make me in a better mood that night when we watched it together. But I just kicked Stan. Poor Stan.
Yeah.
There he is, just going down the hallway, just kicking anything with the pulse. I think they should have had more people in the hallway, personally.
Yeah.
Everyone should have been in the hallway. We'll just kick everyone. We'll just kick, I mean, you only got like
Should-
3 or
should-
4 people.
Should have been like Oprah, just handing out
Just
super
reach
kicks
in
to
music.
everyone.
Just have the camera just follow him. Like when the old Stone Cold came back, they show him in the parking lot there. He was just kicking the hell out of pool cue. There they are backstage. He gets all them, throws them over tables. Come out there. Pool cue, stunner, 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 stunner.
Done.
Nope, double choke slams for the Brothers of Destruction. But lots of stunners. Stunners, what just follow Sean as he goes through the whole reach, kicking everyone in the head. And the worst thing is, all of those people that were never trained to be in the ring still took those sweet chin musics better than Vince took a stunner.
Yeah. Fact.
I mean, papers flying, perfect timing, falling over. Vince just.
Yeah.
I mean, Logan Paul took a better stunner. I think he's half retarded. It's not nice to pick on, but like, I just look at him. It's like, I want to see you actually get like stunner, not Kevin Owens. I want to see like Stone Cold at the height of the world, mad at everything. Or maybe like the JBL and Farouk come back and just do to Logan Paul
what
they did to the Public Enemy.
my top favorite stunner styles is well, there's a couple of them. Not to go off on another tangent, but the Scott Hall one where you thought he was gonna just jump out of his britches.
I mean,
like just.
I mean, he went. I mean, The Rock still wins because
Yeah.
I mean, he was like, I mean, especially when he was drinking the beer,
stumbled
around a little bit, took another one, and then boom, and he's flipping all over God's creation. I mean, but for height, I mean, even Scott Hall, he wasn't in the best of shape, but that man,
no, he was, and he's a tall guy too.
Like the spring that he had, but for that one time,
yep,
he couldn't have made like him look any better.
Yeah,
and look at that. Well, look, he's flying. I mean, like he took the hell of a bump.
Yeah,
on that tangent, but we can move on. But that was still like,
yeah,
that. God, like if only they just let Sean just keep dragging that out longer, because you could sit there and watch it the whole time. Like, get him, get him, get him, get him. I'm just going, just kick the hell out of everybody. Well, like half the locker room wasn't doing anything anyway. Was in their gear, just have them walk around, just kicking everyone in the face.
Yeah,
and who was going to go after him? It was DX. No one would go after DX, in my opinion. Like everyone loved him then. They're like 6 million. I mean, people didn't get it, but people are stupid.
Yeah,
like they couldn't be running around with Sean being Sean anymore. There's a reason he had to leave.
Yeah. And I did like speaking of him coming back the whole time where H was trying to recruit him when he was working at that burger the burger joint.
He was behind he was at the cafeteria like WWE headquarters but trying to get him.
Yeah.
Then he starts
that was I totally forgot about that.
See, tangents are good, but yeah, like that whole entire thing, like for how much comedy value they got out of their second run without like,
oh yeah, without offending anyone,
without like anything, like they were just funny. Like the first time we were going like, oh my God, I want to see how much trouble they're going to get in this week. Then you turn on, you're like, what is Stan? Boom, boom. And we're all sitting there laughing just as much without, USA Network or sponsors or anyone being offended at all, except it was all of us people that a little more grown up laughing at it instead of like, teenage hijinks. We're like, I could kick someone named Stan in the face. I get it. Been there. Never with a person named Stan, but still, like I like that run. I thought that was just as good as the first one, if not better, just because they didn't have to
just to see. Since we grew up watching them when they first started and how they've grown
Hey,
up
hey, hey.
themselves, but to still be able to,
Do that. They
be
still
funny.
they still did it when they had to, except they were like, oh yeah, like it was like if you and me were running around trying to be funny now. Couldn't be nearly as funny as we were when we were in the Marine Corps. But we still have a good time and get some laughs. That's pretty much we're all grown up now. And we can't be that ridiculous anymore. Why? Because we'd look stupid. And thankfully, Sean going away. See, if Sean didn't break his back on a casket that he barely caught, by the way. I mean, you watch the replay, he barely and look, he went away.
Just at the right angle.
Perfect angle, like to catch it by like that much. And back was gone. He goes away and he finds his smile. And actually, he just broke himself and got into a fist fight with got mugged by a bunch of Marines. All kinds of bad stuff happened back then. He came back, he found Jesus. He wasn't on all these drugs. He was clean. And I think it says something about a character when they go from being that ridiculous to when they're that clean and wholesome and they're still funny. Like I appreciate the second run better than the first one just because it should not have worked as well as it did. And they had to work so much harder to do it. And it was glorious. Not like Robert Roode glorious, like real glorious.
Yes.
Except for his song, which they don't even use anymore. Like we just have to hear Ziggler's all the time, which is.
Yeah. Well, actually, technically, they have a new theme if you haven't been paying attention.
SmackDown tag champs are all like, I gotta pee or wash the dog or something.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to them. I mean, like I know that makes me sound terrible. It's like, oh look, they're coming. I need to go build a like a wind turbine or something. I don't know. And it only lasts for about 8 minutes. Then miraculously, I'm right back in here. I'm like, oh my god, oh no, what
still gotta give Ziggler still one of the best drop kicks ever, hands down.
He's still one of the best, like in the ring.
Yeah,
for how long he's done it, like and how clean and crisp and all that. Like, isn't he related to Randy? If we're on the topic of Ziggler, I think he's somehow related to him actually. Which would really make him being that good in the ring naturally, like it would make more sense because
you don't got a lot of superstars that can really,
and he doesn't hurt anybody.
No,
like it looks good. He doesn't get hurt.
I don't think Randy's ever really hurt anyone either.
He did peel Taker's skin off his face with a steel chair one time.
Well, that's.
And there was the always. I'm saying there was the always. That's the one I can think of. Like that comes back to the what? Don't worry, you'll get your receipt. Huh? What's the receipt? Oh, I'd hate to have one of them coming from that man. What's the receipt? You'll know. Like, yep. Probably had that face like Kurt Angle the first time, and he called back, like just waiting to get his head taken off. Like, what? Last person I want mad at me is that man.
That guy. Yeah.
Maybe now because I can outrun him. Back then, when he was like the big evil stick, but that man was moving. That man was moving, like cruising.
Well, I want to say, I mean, he was moving more than what he was, but it made it seem like it. But he was still safe about it, and that's why it lasted so. Like
that's what most people don't figure. Like people figure that out way too late.
Yeah.
Like after they beat themselves to death, then they're like, oh, shouldn't be doing that, kid. Like, yeah, well, I probably should have listened. Not everyone can be Mick Foley and just keep just killing themselves repeatedly and get back up.
Somehow.
You go off the cell, you go through the cell, and then somehow you still trot down to the ring to get, put down one more time. Because if the first two falls weren't enough, they're going to send you out there with a steel chair to piss off Kane. Because, he put him down gently.
Yeah.
I mean, Glenn, one of the nicest guys ever, apparently. From whatever one, I mean, you always hear wrestling stories. Glenn Jacobs is probably the most decent human being that you've ever heard anyone tell stories about in the wrestling business altogether. Just Kane, good guy. But, I still don't want to have to go down there and have him when he was like, when he would, I imagine, throwing Mick. Like, Mick, what? Yeah. You only got a severe concussion. You got a tooth out your nose. Your kidneys have scar tissue. Like, you're just dead. Go out there and hit him with that chair. Right.
Yeah.
And you see him. If you didn't watch that match, well, go watch that match. After the Hell in a Cell, which I still can't believe that I think that's how you started the night. Like, where the hell are you going to go from that? But
yeah,
go out there and watch him. Let's watch Mick hobble hobble down to the ring and still take another whooping. I want to be made of what he's made of. I don't want to feel like he feels right now. I'm pretty fit.
I'm sure from over the years,
DDP has him moving, but I mean, in one night you went off the cell through a table to the concrete floor, through the thing, just thank you, chair. I broke your fall with my face. And then you got to get picked up and slammed by Kane afterwards because, it wasn't enough.
yeah.
And there's the story of Mick. Not to be all sidebarring, but, don't ever do that again. Like, thank you for what you did for the business, but don't ever do that again. Now get back out there and get hit one more time.
Yeah.
But don't ever do that again. But you're still going out there. Like that. Thanks. God. But yeah, I think they're related somehow. And he did get one, but I can't think of anyone that Randy's actually like hurt.
Yeah.
Like even doing the punts, like all the crazy stuff he used to do.
Oh,
there was a place while he was like being a complete toolbox. He never hurt anyone. Dolph never hurt anyone. I mean, Triple H rarely did.
Yeah.
Like those were like the good days. Like people are just too all over the place doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and that's how bad things happen.
Yeah.
But at least it's not Seth Rollins because like he ended Sting, he rearranged John Cena's face. I can't believe he's bringing back the Buckle Bomb, but this is completely sidebar. Let's get back to DX. We're talking about hurting people. We can go on about that all night. Right. I know a thing or two about getting hurt. It ain't in a wrestling ring, so it's not nearly as cool looking. But I mean, damn. Carry on.
That's all I have. Unless you can think of anything, and if anyone else that's watching, paying attention to the show, throw it out there, man, and we can always,
DX.
Trying to.
I mean, when they had the tag title match against Jericho, and Big Show ripped the ladder in half, and then Hunter just held up the one half so Sean could climb up. True. I mean, it wasn't the greatest thing, but how often do you? I mean, you never see that, so that was unbelievable. That was really cool, and that was in their second run again. Like all the stuff they did in their second run. I mean, we're talking about like good moments, like. I mean, stuff in his shorts, just all that dumb stuff like that happened. But
yeah,
that's about it. I think we're good. And in time for Raw, we went nice and short today.
Well, don't forget about Coach's pimply butt getting.
Yeah, like thank you. I don't want to remember Coach's.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I don't want to think about Coach, especially as.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. God, I was never happy. Yes, but. Yeah, no, none of that. No Coach, no Jonathan Coachman, please, for the love of God. I was so sad to see him come back, and then it lasted like 10 minutes, which means they knew it as bad as we thought it was.
Not another sidebar, but he never plans on coming back to WWE again. I saw it on my feed the other day, which I don't blame him.
Stay away.
Yeah.
For all of our sake, stay away. I'll pay you to stay away. Actually, ESPN will probably pay him a lot more to stay away, or whatever the hell he's doing now. I don't know, but he's been doing really good. And I didn't want to see him come back. He didn't need to. Like, it was different times. Like, what he was doing with The Rock, and kicks him right out of there. I mean, like, all the stuff, he just, it didn't fit in the new, when he came back, it just wasn't the right fit anymore. No. Like, he was great with The Rock and all that comedy stuff and all that. Like, it just wasn't right. Wasn't a good fit. Too bad, because, I mean, look at the Attitude Era moments he had. Like him and Michael Cole owned the backstage. Like, and there was, and Lillian and The Rock winning. And don't forget the People's Strudel. Continuously.
I'll say there was only 3 backstage presence back there with interviews, and they really, for only having 3, they
killed it.
Yeah.
For forever. Like, that was amazing. So we could talk about that, but nothing beats Coach dancing back around. Yeah, to do it over there. I'll go over there, and he kicks him out. I mean, The Rock. I mean, God, Coach, he shouldn't have come back. I wasn't even happy to see him come back. Like, but you've gone too professional, guy. Like, you've been on ESPN too long. It's not what the business is too different. You're a different person. It's a way different business now. It's just you can't go from that funny guy getting The Rock, like, get him to look down, and you're looking at the people's It's true. No, like it's having him on commentary just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
We can get into that at another time. And we could give a Raw recap tomorrow and
Yeah.
another. We'll surprise them with the list this time.
Yeah.
Not just you just made the list, but we will make a list. Haven't made it yet. Let's do it. I'll just bring something up and make you just ramble about it.
And we can always do that. We just off the cuff and stuff again. Just anything I may find, anything you may find, anything that anyone comments on any of these videos, we'll bring it up. Just comment, watch it, like
Please.
it, share it.
Yeah, I don't even want to get into how many times I've said that and how little it's worked. Thank you, Dan. Wherever
Yes.
you are. Thank you.
And everybody that I've been
Oh, and you've
circulating
gotten yes, and we've got
from the Pennsylvania washers group that I
we've got
belong to.
about
Thank you
nine,
for
we've
ever-
got 9 people out of that. But the
Yep.
first one, once you came on, like Dan, like no one else that I was even friends with. Like, I get like a share from Crystal. Otherwise, I'd be like, just hit the share button. It's not that hard. For the love of God. I felt like Chris Farley for a second. I just wasn't as jovial. People didn't like me as much. I couldn't fat guy in a little coat. Unless I put on my blues jacket, but I don't want to rip that thing in half.
No.
And I fit in it except for my neck, because apparently, like, there's no, like, my neck's like 4 inches bigger than it was somehow. I don't understand that. But yeah, tomorrow we'll go over Raw and we will just go straight off the cuff and see comments.
Yeah.
So please comment away. Tell us what you think. And I am ready. If you people on YouTube, comment. People on Rumble, if there's any of you, comment. If you listen on Spotify or any of them, find us on Facebook or YouTube and comment. It only takes a couple seconds and we can get this to another level and keep talking about all kinds of cool random stuff. Because the wrestling world, there's so much of it. There's never a dull moment. There's always something to talk about.
Yeah.
So, super fact. But we'll let that go for today. We'll give it nice and short after we went like, an hour and a half the last couple of nights. We'll give them a few days to breathe. And then as we have Wednesday off, we can really go big tomorrow.
Yep.
So then they have no excuse. Like, we're not doing anything on Wednesday. Why didn't you watch it? You had a whole night to where you didn't have to catch up to anything new. So what's your excuse? Let me in. Like, yeah, see, I can still do that voice. My voice is gone though. I had a long day. But till tomorrow, I will always be Ski.
And I'm that guy, Justin.
And we'll be back tomorrow. Peace.